Don't know where it goes. I'm on a road. Follow your heart. It won't let you down. Follow your heart. Take the steps beyond your way. Take the steps. When you have a dream, you gotta start. It's the only way. If you're gonna shine, and you're gonna shine, shine, shine. You're gonna shine. And we are shining bright here on the ranch. Thank you all for joining us tonight, because this is a big episode. This is my 10th. And, every week, I just really have been loving, the show so far, and the guests that have come on. It's just been really exciting watching it grow. So I do appreciate everyone that made this possible, that keep tuning in week after week, because we're going across 6 platforms and it's interactive. So if you have something to say, if you're watching, you like what you hear, you're always welcome to chime in and you'll get a response from us. So thanks for checking us out. Tonight, the mission of the ranch is to scour the globe for the best in indie country music. And we've been finding country music all over the place. We've been up in Canada, British Columbia. We've been out in California. We've had responses from South Africa, which I think is amazing, letting us know that love of country music is global. But today we're going a little bit closer to kind of traditional country. We're going right outside of Kentucky, about an hour from Nashville. So today we're going to bring in nice warm round everyone for Russ Stallons. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Randie?
I'm good, Russ. I'm so glad you were joining me today on the ranch from Kentucky. A lot of ranches in Kentucky, I would imagine.
Yeah. There's quite a bit. There's actually quite a bit of cattle in the state of Kentucky, and horses too.
Famous horse races. We all know that.
Yes.
It's interesting. The show is called On the Ranch, but I'm in the north. I'm in Pennsylvania. And we have farms in Pennsylvania. We don't really call them ranches. We have farms. I don't even know what the difference is. Am I just making this up? Is there a difference? The amount of land?
I think, I think they call them ranches out west, more so, but whatever. It's just whatever somebody chooses to call it, I guess.
Yep. A lot of nice land with maybe ranches. I guess there's farming on ranches too. I don't know why I'm getting hung up on this, but Kentucky has a lot of horse farms too, so and ranches. So it's all good.
Yes.
So you are my 10th show. It's kind of a big show. And it's kind of interesting because you are a traditional country artist.
Yes, ma'am.
And Russ, why country music? What brought you to country music?
Well, I grew up listening to country music, and my grandparents, my parents, everybody loved country music, and I always loved country music. I had an aunt that worked in the country music industry. She worked for Acuff Rose Publishing Company in Nashville, and which was Roy Acuff, and she worked for that company for years, and she would always tell us stories, at my grandparents' house about the country music industry, and that sparked some interest in me as well. And grew up singing in church, and of course we sang hymns in church, and eventually learned to play the guitar and sang bluegrass music, played with some friends of mine, and we would play and sing bluegrass hymns, and sing hymns and gospel songs, and but I always loved country music, and would love to watch the Grand Ole, listen to the Grand Ole Opry, and Man, of course, I love all different types of music. And of
Mhm.
course, when I was a teenager and through those years and through college and stuff like that, I listened to some rock and roll too, and different types of music and all different types of music. But always came back to country music and had a special place for me, and always has and always will. But then eventually came to this place where I started writing some country music, and I've written some country songs, and it just I think it resonates with me because that's the kind of life I've lived. I've lived the lyrics that I write. It's not just something that I pulled out of out of blue sky. It's about my life, and it's about the lives of people that I know, and people that I've lived around, and things that I've seen and things that I've experienced. It's not just something that I talk about. It's something that I've actually lived. So anyway.
There's a lot of interesting things that you're saying there, and it's interesting how people kind of deviate in their teenage years, but seem to come back to the country music, and see it as a lifestyle. How is your lifestyle different as a country artist that you're not a rock and roller?
Uh, well, let's see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what a rock and roller's lifestyle is exactly like, but I can tell you what my life's like. I was raised on a farm. I can tell you what it's like now. When I get up in the morning, there's Amish people driving horse and buggies down my road in front of me. There's only one house I can see anywhere around me other than row crop fields. I could see the sunrise. Um, I I don't know. Uh, I'm from a very small town, which there may be rock and rollers that are from small towns. I don't know.
Mhm.
I talk like a hillbilly. I don't know. You know, I don't know what I don't know how to compare my experience to theirs, but
Mhm.
I'm just country. I don't know, and
Right, right, right.
it's probably pretty obvious and pretty evident that's who I am, and I don't try to hide it. But uh, I think there's a lot of things though that we would have in common as human beings. It's just that I'm authentically, and I don't think that makes me better or worse than anybody else. I'm just country, and
Mhm.
it's just kind of you know uh, the hand that life dealt me. I think Alabama's the group that had a song called "I Was Born Country," and that really describes my life. I wasn't I didn't try to become country. I was born
Just here,
country, and that's the
gravitated
way.
into it.
Yeah, I really was kind of grandfathered into that, uh, and so when I became a teenager, we go through those that kind of stage where we want to be maybe something that uh, we want to kind of rebel against whatever society or I don't know, maybe not society, I don't know, but you know what I mean. We want to be maybe something different or whatever, but then as we get older, we maybe kind of steer maybe back towards our roots of mom and dad get a lot smarter as we get older and things like that. You know what I mean? And we realize maybe we weren't as smart as we thought we were, and they were a lot smarter than we thought they were, and things like that.
Right.
But anyway, I'm just rambling on here.
That's all
Uh,
right.
uh, yeah, my whole point simply being that my experience is country. My life experience is just being country. That's what I know, and so that's what I have to write about. So
They tell you to write about what you know, and it seems to be what you identify with. And and it does seem to be a lifestyle for a lot of people who like listen to country music. They try to bring this into like their daily life, you know, the sunsets and the small town, and trying to keep it simple almost.
Yeah, I think that this is just my personal opinion. I think that if you try to write about something that you are not, I think that that's where you get into trouble. Is for any aspiring artist is trying to be something that you're not. Authenticity is where it's at, and I think that being inauthentic is the kiss of death when it comes to artistry. I think that because we have to come from for artistry to be what it needs to be, it has to come from our soul. It has to come from our heart. It has to be genuine. And so, I think that people can sense that, and they can tell it. I really believe that. I give people credit that they know that what is coming from an artist is genuine,
Mm-hmm.
and so we have to be about what is genuinely us. And so, with that being said, I try to write about what I know about, and who I am. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So the first song we're going to hear from you is "Do What You Gotta Do." Can you tell us a little bit about that?
yeah, I it's a fun little song. Now, people will take a song and they'll try to make it about all different kinds of things, and I don't care what people might say or think about it. I don't really care what anybody wants to say about it, but I know what I wrote the song about. I just wrote the song about just basically minding your own business. Uh, you know, and that's really what it's about. We live in a society with social media and all that different kinds of things where, you know, people are always watching everything that you do, and they think they're being slick and smooth and watching every move you make and everything you post and all this kind of stuff. And we live in a society where people, we're you and I are probably being monitored right now by who knows what or who or whatever, and that's all whatever. But
Yeah.
maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But with all that being said, uh, there's something to be said for minding your own business. Staying in your lane and doing what you do. And what somebody else is doing, and you know, world would be a whole lot better place without a lot of the gossip and trying to tear other people down and talking bad about other people and saying things, and you know, uh, but anyway, that's really what I wrote the song about. Hank Williams was the genius that originally wrote the song "Mind Your Own Business."
Mhm.
And in some ways, this song is just a kind of a takeoff from that of, mind your own business, mind your own. I say, mind your own beeswax, But the way that song came about, I'll tell you, it was really happened quickly. Uh, my producer, Buddy Hyatt, we were going to cut a song that I had already written, and it was the day before that we were going to cut that at Hilltop Studio in Nashville. And Buddy calls me up on the phone. He goes, "Hey, man," he says, "you got anything bluegrass?" Because most of the stuff that I write is country. And Buddy goes, "Hey, man, you got anything bluegrass?" I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, not really." I said, "I've got a little chorus that I've written." And I had written the chorus for "Do What You Got to Do." And then that's it, just the chorus. I'd just been playing around, Do what you got to do. Just mind your own beeswax. Tend your own garden too. Well, anyway, and it was just being silly. You know, it was just me being goofy. And that's sometimes I'm goofy like that. And I said, I've got this little chorus I've been messing around with, but I wasn't really thinking that much about it being bluegrass. But I said it would work for bluegrass. And I said, that's it. And he said, man, boy, if you got anything bluegrass, tomorrow would be a good day to do it. And I said, let me give me a minute. I said, let me work on this for a little bit. So I got off the phone with him and I went back and I worked on it for a little bit. And I came up with the lyrics of Do What You Got to Do. And I made a little video and I sent it back to Buddy. And I said, what do you think about this? And he said, oh man, we got to cut that. We got to cut that tomorrow. I said, really? He said, yeah, we got to cut that. He said, we're going to burn it up too. He said, we're going to make it like a Ricky Skaggs, really fast, burn it up bluegrass. He said, Dan Tomiski's going to be there tomorrow. He's going to be playing the mandolin that day as a studio musician. He said, man, we're going to burn that thing up. I said, all right, man. I said, that'll be fun. We'll have a lot. He said, we're going to have a ball with that thing. I said, okay. All right, let's do it. So I go in and we cut that thing. Man, I mean, they did. They had a ball with it. They were all hee-hawing and laughing and cutting up in the studio. The studio musicians were. And sure enough, Dan liked it, and he agreed to. He liked it enough that he agreed to sing a duet with me on it, and so he did. And so he sings the second verse of this song. Dan Tomiski, who was in the movie "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," he sings the song "Man of Constant Sorrow." He's got 14 Grammys, and I have 0. So he's got 14 more than I've got. That's my little not funny joke that I tell. But anyway, he agreed to duet that song, and man, he just does a fantastic job. Of course, makes the song fantastic, and he sings harmony with me on it, plays mandolin, burns the mandolin up on the song. You'll get to hear it here in just a minute, but it was just a really, just a wonderful experience to get to do that, and it was just one of those moments that just kind of happened. It just kind of, you ever have one of those moments that just kind of happens, and that
it came together so quickly that it's meant to be, and
it really was, and so anyway.
All right, why don't we give it a listen?
All right.
Nosy, rosy people, and I don't stick my sniffer where it don't belong. It's a full-time job cleaning my own closets, fixing all the things that I do wrong. Do what you gotta do. Just mind your own beeswax and tend your own garden too. Don't care how you raise your rooster, it ain't my cock-a-doodle-doo. So just do what you gotta do.
How you're bringing home your bacon ain't my business. How you scramble up your eggs ain't my concern. And I'm too busy cooking my own breakfast to smell your biscuits when they start to burn.
Do what you gotta do. Just mind your own beeswax and tend your own garden too. Don't care how you raise your rooster, it ain't my cock-a-doodle-doo. So just do what you gotta do. Through your bedroom windows. Don't care what you choose to do behind closed doors. Won't be be checking underneath your bed for dusty, dirty spider webs. I'm too busy sweeping my own floors. Do what you gotta do. Just mind your own beeswax and tend your own garden too. Don't care how you raise your rooster, it ain't by cock-a-doodle-doo. So just do what you gotta do. Yeah, do what you gotta do. Just mind your own beeswax and tend your own garden too. Don't care how you raise your rooster, it ain't by cock-a-doodle-doo. So just do what you gotta do. And I'll do what I gotta do. Yeah, we all do what we gotta do.
And we are back with Russ Stallons on our 10th episode of On the Ranch, and we are streaming across platforms. If you're watching, you have comments for us, we can read them here. So don't be shy. Send them all along. That was Do What You Gotta Do. And I have to tell you, Russ, I work with troubled teens and I work with middle schoolers, and they're always in each other's business. And I don't know how to tell them that it doesn't get any better. That it goes on all your life. Just learn how. You're right. There are times when people just overstep, and it goes too far. And social media doesn't help with a lot of that.
Right.
You know, it just spreads a lot of stuff. But you and I, we met social media on a UK site, right?
That's true. That's true. So there's a lot of positives to social media too. So
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I belong to a lot of different groups, you know, always on to look for, you know, up and coming indie artists. And we belong to a UK site. And I sort of heard some of your videos and stuff and decided to have you on the show. But here we are. We were both on a UK site from the United States, which I just thought was kind of funny. So
I know, right? We had to go all the way across the ocean to find each other.
Across the pond.
I know, right?
So, but I love Brits, and I got to tell you, how many of those other artists are country artists from around the globe? And I just find it fascinating that, again, we see it as a way of life, how we think, and there are pockets of it like everywhere. It's just not Nashville, which I really find fascinating.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some good talent. Sparky, Sparky works really hard for his artists too. He has a show.
Yeah, he really does. He sure does. And I'm so thankful, you know, to met Sparky. And then of course, if I hadn't met Sparky, I wouldn't have met you. So
that's right. That's right. It's nice to make connections, and that's what I like to do. On especially he brings a lot of artists on at once. I try to do. I can only handle one at a time, right? You know.
Right.
I'm new with it. So one at a time is all I can do. But he's got like 10 people like commenting all over the place, and he does a great job of it.
I know. So, I don't see how he does it, honestly.
He's got a bunch of shows per week. I'm trying to keep up with the post on that site, and I can't. It makes me dizzy. But
I know I have to do one in the morning. I got to do one with Sparky at 8:30 in the morning. So I don't see how he keeps it.
And he puts up his times, and you got to do the math. 5 hours for me, you know. And I'm like, oh, I went the wrong way. You know, blah.
I know. I was never. Math was not my favorite subject.
No. You and me both. Like, I can't be doing this. I can't do algebra. Although I was better at geometry than I was at algebra. I remember that.
I like lunch and recess myself.
Right. Maybe some art. You know what, Russ? I didn't even like our music classes because they made us do a lot of things that I wasn't into, and I don't know.
You know, I had a cool class in high school. I had art class with a guy named Mitchell Bryant, and you know what was cool about art class is he let us listen to music while we were working on art. If we were painting or working with clay or whatever, I was telling somebody about this the other day. That was so awesome that he allowed us to listen. Now we didn't get to choose the music; he chose the music, and
All
it
right.
was. But that was cool though. It was usually late '70s, early '80s. It was soft or light rock, but it was the cool stuff. It was the good stuff. It was the stuff that you and I would probably. I bet you liked the stuff that. It was like the Bee Gees. It was the
I was
yeah. If I
huge.
started naming the Hall and Oates, it was man. And that's the kind of stuff. It was the light rock '80s. It was the good stuff. And man, that's what we got to listen to. The good, and that's what we listened to. And he allowed us to listen to that while we were creating. And I've never forgotten that. And that. I don't know what it was about that on the stimulation of the music while we were using our hands and but there was something about that
Well, it relaxes you and you're allowed to be creative,
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that. And you said that my art teacher let us, as one of our projects, recreate an album cover while listening to music. And we'd try the different cover like music that people were doing. It was kind of cool. I'm like, why can't more classes do this? Why can't they let us listen to music while I'm typing class or something stupid I had to take? We're doing homework. Let us listen to some music.
Yeah, I second that motion. I like but his deal was we had to behave. If we didn't do right, he would take the music away. So it was a reward for, you know what I mean? So you can use that as a takeaway, right? So but it was a wonderful thing. And anyway, I've never forgotten that, and I think that was a brilliant move as a teacher as well, on his part.
Yeah. You know what? Now, a lot of schools, kids have laptops and stuff. And some teachers are kind of Nazis about no headphones, you will not listen and relax, but some of them say, all right, you're doing homework. If you want to put your earbuds in, that's cool. I mean, use the technology, I feel bad for teachers now though, with AI. I mean, in a drop of a hat, they could go to an AI and get their homework done, like do an essay on this and AI.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna handle that.
I don't know. They're writing songs too. I tried it and I thought the songs were terrible, but some artists are using it. I just use it for marketing. That's not my thing.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade, and I honestly way above my tech skills. So
right.
Yeah.
All right. We got another song. I want to hear some of your music here. Hardwood Floors.
Yeah. I can tell you about that song. I wrote that song. That song came out of just thinking about, and the song's kind of self-explanatory. Thinking about, our family get-togethers. Usually around the holidays, always our family would get together. And not specifically on one side, actually on both sides of the family, we would get together and you know how it is. You all crowded together and into grandma's house, and all the families together and everybody's crowded under the roof. But you would get together and everybody's together and you'd have food and whether there was presents or not, but it was really more about being together. And maybe there's music, there's laughter, there's fun, there's people telling stories, there's all different types of activities going on, kind of like the movie Christmas Vacation. There's all this activity going on, but it's really more about being together, but life happens in those moments. And, and the song is about hardwood floors, but the hardwood floors inside the house, the houses, that we live in, a rocking chair maybe makes scratches on a floor, but the moments in life is when mama's rocking the baby in the rocking chair, right? So the rocking chair creates the scratches on the floor, but that's the moments that life is happening. So that's the moments that's creating my life, right? My life is written in the scratches. See the years on every board, lines that tell a story on these beat up hardwood floors. So that's the lyrics of the song, and you'll hear it in the song. Right. So there you go.
Let's listen. And we are on the ranch. I have to bring back Russ. You stressed me out for a second there, but you're back. You're back. And we are on the ranch for our big 10th episode of the show, which I'm really, really excited about. And I have to tell you, when I think of country music, I think imagery. And Russ, that song, Hardwood Floors, the imagery, I mean, boom, that's country music. You brought everyone into a room and remembering the hardwood floors, or the floors growing up. And they had marks that are memories of our childhoods, So that was a really sweet tune. And we have some listeners. Paul was listening. He liked it. With some people chiming in, which is nice. We could see that. So you're muted. Hold on. Let me unmute you here. For some reason I can't. For some reason I'm not able to unmute you.
Did that work?
Yes.
I had myself muted. I don't know what happened. My wife probably would tell me I need to do that more often. I need to mute myself more often, right? Yeah.
There has to be a show with some technical issue, because then it wouldn't be a live show, Like last week, I couldn't log in. I thought we were live and we weren't, Sound issues this time, but we're back.
I'll tell you a funny story. My wife and I, we have a safe word. When I talk, sometimes I get to talking and I talk too much. I have a problem. Sometimes I overshare, and so I will tell too much, or I will talk too much. And so the way that she lets me know that I'm oversharing or telling too much information is pancakes. So if she said, I don't know why, but if she says pancakes, then I know that I should be quiet. It's time for me to be quiet. So I need to mute myself, right?
Do you get pancakes, or that's just the safe word? Like,
if she says pancakes, then it's time for me to stop. It's time for me to be quiet.
That's great. I love that. Let's go back to something else we were talking about earlier. You were listening to country music. At some point, you started writing.
Yes.
Was there something happening at the time, or you just wanted to join that? You wanted to be part of that?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what happened. I wrote the first real song that I wrote. I actually ended up singing in a contest, and I think that's where I kind of gained a little bit of, maybe felt like maybe I could do this. I wrote a song about it was a love note that my dad had written to my mom, and my father had passed away. My dad had pulmonary fibrosis.
Ooh.
And he had to have a double lung transplant, and he lived for about another year after that, and he passed away. And he had written a love note, so he had written a love note to my mom at a Valentine's Day banquet that said, and my dad was just like, he was like country. And if you think I'm country, my dad was way more country than me. And my dad, he was like cornbread country, man. He said he wrote his love note to my mom, and he goes, he's supposed to write a love note, and his little note said, I start laughing when I tell it. He said, "As long as I got a biscuit, you got a half of one." That's what he said to my mom. That was his little note to my mom. So I wrote a song about that. That was the hook. As long as I got a biscuit, you got a half one.
Oh,
And that was the song. And so I got a song that I wrote called "As Long as I Got a Biscuit," and and so that's the song. But anyway, and I sang that little song at a little contest thing, and that kind of sparked that for me, the songwriting bug for me, and so here I am on your show now. So yeah.
You gotta come a long way from biscuits, but
Yeah, I still
good
eat them,
stuff.
but yeah.
Yeah, eat them. I love.
Yeah.
I love it.
I probably should eat gluten-free ones, but yeah. I don't, you're supposed to eat gluten-free stuff and, low carb, but yeah, I love biscuits and gravy, man.
You know what? When I moved back to Pennsylvania, I was living in New Jersey. One of the things I finally, what I saw on the breakfast menu was the sausage and gravy was back and cream chip beef on toast. And I thought I was in heaven.
Oh, yeah. It's going to make me want to go to Cracker Barrel when I get off here. Yeah.
I'll meet you there. Let's go.
Right. Yeah.
All right. We got another song coming up. And it's kind of When the New Wears Off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an interesting point in relationships because everything starts out shiny and new and glitzy, and then you have to settle in and decide if that's where you want to be.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that song. Guy played guitar in Nashville for years, Rod Riley. Man, that dude is a monster guitar player and he's a good guy. And he hit me up one day and said, "Hey, man," he said, what do you think about this song title, When the New Wears Off?" I said, "I think that's a good title, man." And so I started thinking about that. Co-wrote this song with another person at this song, and I started thinking about my wife, mine and my wife's relationship. We've been married for over 30 years. It'd be 31 in July. So, we got 3 children together, 2 boys and a girl, and our youngest, our daughter, will be 18 in January, on January 11th. So we've been down the road, and so we've been down these roads together, and this song is I've lived this song, and it's called When the New Wears Off, and you just said it just a minute ago. We go down these roads in relationships, and but hey, the shiny wears off, when in marriage and in dating relationships and any of that. And sometimes even, in friendships after a short period of time, even,
It's true. That's true. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, but then it gets down to commitment, it gets down to how much do you truly care for this person, and things of that nature. And I know relationships are complex and there's all the different things that go into that. And this is not any way to brag on, because there's so many things that can come into a relationship that can cause a relationship to end and all that type of thing. And so when I talk about my 30 years of being married to my wife, that is in no way bragging about the success of our marriage. I just feel grateful that we are still together. I feel grateful, not bragging, because it is by the grace of God, and just she's put up with me, and I put up with her, and we've stuck it out together. We've been fortunate to avoid pitfalls. It's just life is hard, difficulties come, things arise, and just the new does wear off, and and so that's what the song is about. We chose not to trade each other in. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And
that's amazing.
so that's what the song's about. So,
all right, why don't we give it a listen?
yeah. All right.
I traded my old pickup for a brand new set of wheels. Upgraded my cell phone 'cause it gave me a good deal. My old house, it wasn't big enough, so I bought a brand new spread. Just replaced my laptop 'cause the old one, it was dead. And when the new wears off of you, I thought this whole thing over, and here's what I'm gonna do. I won't ship you off, I won't trade you in, they don't make them like they used to. I'll just love you all over again when the new wears off of you. Some things just get better with the passing of time, like this old handmade saddle or a bottle of red wine. When I was a younger man, I chased the things that shine. Now we're both getting older, but you're still in your prime. When the new wears off of you, I thought this whole thing over, and here's what I'm gonna do. I won't ship you off, I won't trade you in, they don't make them like they used to. I'll just love you all over again when the new wears off of you. When the new wears off of you, I thought this whole thing over, and here's what I'm gonna do. I won't ship you off, I won't trade you in, they don't make them like they used to. I'll just love you all over again when the new wears off of you. Yeah, I'll just love you all over again when the new wears off of you.
Oh, I like that one. That's very sweet. We're back on the ranch with Russ Stallons. If calling all in country indie artists, Americana artists, if you want to be on the show, you can just go to my website, randieoneal.com/shows, and there's a form you can fill out to be reviewed to be on the show. We're a platform for blast music 24/7. So I always thank Troy Saha for all he does to help support my show. This is our 10th show. So all the listeners and fans, really thank you every week for tuning in, giving us comments, because it is interactive. We can see your comments. So if you have any questions for Russ, for me, you could throw them all out there, but you guys seem to be digging his music just as much as I am. So thanks for tuning in. So Russ, where can we find Russ?
Oh, I don't have a website right now, but you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, all the music, anywhere music platforms. I'm out there. All my stuff's out there on all the music platforms. YouTube, you name it. All under Russ Stallons, RussStallons. It's out there. And So there's a lot more songs. These just a few songs here tonight, but man, I got a few more. So go check it out. I mean, I think I listed every place you could find me. I don't.
Well, what about your live shows, Russ? You're in Kentucky, but you're close to Nashville.
Most of the time. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just asked.
I usually play. When I play, I play songwriter rounds, places like the Commodore Grill in Nashville, places like that. I played the Bluebird in Nashville. I played places like that. Songwriter rounds. I haven't played a lot of stuff like with like full band or anything like that. But that's something I would like to do, at some point. But haven't really had a lot of opportunity to do that. But maybe that's something that I can get the opportunity to do in the future.
It's always a lot of fun when you bring in pieces. But I love the songwriters in the round. Call that up here. We call that Nashville style, where you have different artists. But that's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I love playing with the band. When we were cutting songs in the studio, it was a lot of fun. And there were supposed to be some opportunities where I was going to get to do some stuff with the band, and it didn't pan out. But maybe in the future that will work out.
I hope so. You working on some new songs?
Trying to work on some stuff right now that hope to get to put out there in the future. So
winter's when I hunker down because it's cold and I don't like cold weather.
It gets dark at 4:30, man.
I know what else is there to do, but grab a blanket and grab a guitar.
Yeah.
Just
write some heat.
Right. So far, it hasn't been too bad. Today we got a lot of rain, but I always say it could be snow. So, rain, let it rain. It's end of December and it's still raining here. So
every now and then we'll get snow in December, but usually starts snowing in January here. That's when we start getting snow. But
it's been such wacky weather patterns that it
has. Yeah.
Hard
Is it El Nino or Nina or I don't know.
Yeah, there's one off California, there's one off our coast, the East Coast, and it's just global. I don't even know.
Have to get out the Farmer's Almanac. I don't know.
I like the Farmer's Almanac, but then again, I just go out to the farm and I see if the cows are up or if the cows are down. I still do that. That's still stupid stuff like that.
All you have to do in Kentucky is just wait till tomorrow to be different. It's just something different every day, or 24 hours it'll be something else. Tornado, rain, windy, snow, cold, hot, cool.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Mary Goldsby has a comment that we should be on Stooped Up. And I don't know what that is. Maybe can you give us a little bit more information? I mean, I'm writing that down. Check it out. Stoop Up. Is that another website? I'm always looking for indie music friendly sites. Spotify takes so much of our I mean what 0.0004. And now all algorithms changing. You'll make more, but you have to work harder for it.
Yeah, right.
So,
what I do is, of course, I use TuneCore, and then they just send it out to all the different distributor, and they send it to everywhere. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I just let them send it to everywhere.
Well, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Jamie says things tend to run in 11-year cycles influenced by sunspots. Jamie's my bass player, by the way. Yeah. We have a show coming up. So, and sunspots, Could be 11-year cycles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It would be, financially advantageous if we could go back to selling CDs, but
I still have them. Some people still have them as souvenirs. I always try to put a cool cover on it, make sure I sign it.
Yeah.
Because some people it's a souvenir nowadays.
Yeah.
I've come to realize that I can no longer play CDs in my house. My one computer died, my laptop, and it was the last one with a CD player. So
yeah.
I've joined the ranks of can't play a CD.
I think what people don't understand, I guess maybe it took me forever to understand is that the only way you make any money is to play live music, that and sell a T-shirt. And so, if people won't buy your T-shirts and you can't play live music, you can't make any money. Music. So, that's pretty much it. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's probably some other small things you can.
Well, that became clear during COVID when a lot of artists, there's no place to go. So we all went on stream, some of the streaming platforms. And I think a lot of artists, I know Ellis Paul does this. He has a Patreon account and a fan base, and it's a monthly service, and he plays to them regularly on that streaming site. So there are some revenues, but it's a hustle,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But there's so many different aspects to our business.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jamie,
you gotta love it, though.
You do. It's not a question. It's not a question. It's what you got to do. So Jamie says you can buy a CD hard drive player. I know I have one, but they're wonky. They don't always play the CD right. I had one with work, and I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's an external hard drive, right? That you can plug into it, but they skip a lot. They're a little dubious. I've had them. So
I found that it's kind of like raising cows.
No.
Yeah.
You just put them out the pasture.
Don't do it. Yeah. You don't do it to make money. You do it because you love it. Same thing with music, right? You don't raise cattle to make money. You raise them because you love doing it.
Horses.
Music.
The horse business is that way. You raise horses because you love horses. Yeah. You're going to pay the vet bills, so stable fees, all of that because you love it, and we do music because we love it.
Right. Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, you have to have a job to support your habit.
Right. Jamie's like, true. Well, although Jamie is a classically trained bass player, so he actually plays in a symphony, and some of his bread and butter right now.
Nice.
So, yeah. If you like chamber music, I don't know. It's a good gig. Anyway, Russ, it has been a pleasure having you on the show.
Man. I've really enjoyed being on here, Randie. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we connected in the UK.
Yeah.
The cyberspace UK.
Yes.
And one of our shows that we go there with Sparky. So glad we connected. And I hoping you a great holiday. Any last thoughts for our people watching?
No, just have a Merry Christmas. I'm going to go actually to a Christmas family gathering right now and have pizza with all my brothers and my mom and my nieces and nephews and my wife and my kids. So that's the way to do it, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's the people that matter.
It's the people that matter. I'm in cookie making mode, and with my festivities start Thursday night with my one songwriting group first party. So that'll be fun. So that'll be fun. Again, great having you on the show. I want to wish everyone a happy holidays. And there'll be no show next week. And the following week is New Year's Eve. So we'll be back the first week in January, and we will see you back here on the ranch.